PTE Write from Dictation is one of the most important tasks in the PTE exam and is the most important task in the PTE listening module. Well, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Juliet. I'm a Pearson Test of English tutor. If you're new here, please remember to hit on the subscribe button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on your bell notification so you know when I put out new videos. Let's just talk about the Pearson Test of English Write from Dictation in today's video. PTE Write from Dictation is the last task in the PTE listening module. Yeah, the owners of this exam make sure they put it at the end. Sometimes people tell me, oh Juliet, do you know that I didn't even know that there was a task like that? Those are people that didn't really prepare for the exam. They thought in their mind that, oh, this is just a simple English exam. I'm just going to go there and do my thing and pass. Sometimes people say that, oh, I just did only one of it. And sometimes other people will say, oh, I didn't finish. But you know that this task is very important in the entire exam because it's going to be contributing scores to not just the PTE listening where it belongs, it also contributes a lot of scores to PTE writing. In fact, this is one task that will contribute a lot of scores, over 40 marks to your PTE writing. I'll be showing you an example to show you that this thing really works. Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is a score test D I did from the official Pearson mock, and I was able to show that right from dictation, the last task in the PTE listening, which is what we're talking about today, will contribute a lot of scores to the PTE writing. You can see here from this result how much score is contributed to the PTE writing. I didn't do any other task in the PTE listening. Remember, the PTE listening has 8 tasks. I just skipped all those tasks and went ahead to the write from dictation, and I did just that task. And just look at that score. It contributed 39 points or 39 marks to the listening module and contributed 47 to the PTE writing. Okay, so I skipped the reading, I skipped the speaking module as well. You can see I have 10 there because I didn't make any attempts there. Just one task alone, this write from dictation, is a very powerful task because you can check out that listening score. I can also look at the writing score. You can see how much just this one task can contribute to these two modules. That's why people say that this task is the chief of the whole exam. Yeah, it's a very important task. It's one of the most important tasks in the PTE exam. So it's very important you take it seriously. Remember, it's the last task. Please take it seriously so you get all the scores that you need for your exam. Are you looking for a way to improve your PTE writing? Then this is one task that you need to take more seriously above every other task. Okay, now you have about 3 or 4 of these tasks on exam day, and you make sure that you finish them up. If you don't, it's going to impact your writing score negatively. So that is why I'm going to be sharing some tips on how you can make sure that you finish up this task on exam day. Scoring. Now you're scored for every right word you get. Remember, in this task, you would hear an audio say a sentence. Now, you're not going to repeat the sentence because it's not repeat sentence. Yeah, this is right from dictation. It actually looks like repeat sentence, only that you would need to type what the audio said. So you would hear a sentence and you're expected to type that sentence in the box that will be provided. So for every right word you get, every right word that makes up that sentence you get a score. If you write the plural form of the word and it's actually being mentioned in the singular form, you're going to be losing a score. Now, this task is one task where your spelling progress is being checked. If they want to check your spelling ability and they want to also check your listening ability. Now, to me, that spelling part is actually the part that contributes the scores to your writing. So spelling is very, very important. And sometimes people always make mistakes in their spelling. So if you hear the word in the plural form, you will need to write it in the plural form, or you can write both the plural and the singular form. That's a tip. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about some of the tips that will help you get all your scores for this task. Tip number 1, remember this is the last task in the PTE listening. I think for the entire PTE listening module, you have about 26 to 30 minutes to do the 8 tasks in the entire exam. So for tasks like the multiple choice questions, select missing word, highlight correct summary, you do not need to waste time on those kind of tasks. That means that once the audio finishes, you should be hitting the next button. So the next question you would ask is, but Juliet, how am I going to hit the next button when I haven't found the answer? Now, this is where you have to be smart. Once the audio starts, try to identify the answers so that immediately the audio finishes, you're clicking on the next button. So that's tip number one. Don't spend time after the audio has finished. You're trying to still figure out which one will be the answer. You will be spending too much of time doing that. So be ready to click on the next button so it takes you to the next task. Tip number two, remember you're expected to write the sentence that the audio would say. That means that the rule of sentence in English language will come into play. You're going to actually start this sentence with a capital letter, and when you finish writing what you heard the audio say, you put a full stop. That is very important. So begin the sentence with a capital letter and put a full stop at the end. That's the second tip that you have. I'm going to go ahead and talk about tip number three. Then if this video you really like it, then send me a DM. I will tell you tip number 4. Does that make sense to you? Okay, tip number 3. Now sometimes because you're tense in the exam, or you're already tired, because that's the last task in the PTE exam. Maybe you didn't hear everything the audio said, or maybe your retention level was a bit cracky at the end of what the audio said. So what you will do here, if you start to type into the given box, even if you do not put the word in the right sequence at which they are said, you will still get the scores for that sentence. For example, if they say something like, the big black hen flew over the nest fence yesterday, that was what you heard. But if you go ahead and write, flew over the fence, the big black hen, you will still get all the scores. So this is other tip I have shared. This is tip number 3. So DM me and I will tell you the other most important tips that you need to know for this exam. We're going to go ahead and do some examples that will help you, and you see how it's done on exam day.
Business students have to write a 5,000-word essay on market trends.
Okay guys, so see me typing out what the audio just said, and then the next slide I'll be showing will be the answer. So you can see I started with a capital letter and I'll put a full stop at the end of this. Let's look at the typical sample from the real exam. Now this is it. They started with a capital letter and they wrote everything down, and then there's a full stop at the end.
Time of the maths lecture has been changed to 10:30.
So this is second example, and I'm still typing it out. Starting with a capital letter and ending with a full stop as usual. We're going to see the transcript, and that shows us the model answer. Now this is it. So you can write it this way and you grab all the answers, okay? So mates, that is the end of this video. I know that this video will help you, especially to manage your time, because I've talked about time management, I've talked about the scoring, and I've talked about how much this task can impact your PTE writing, okay? If you're yet to follow me on Instagram, please find me there at English_Prepclass and on Facebook at English-Prepclass. Now tell me in this video, what point made more sense to you? Let me know. I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye.